Hey guys, welcome to the ATDev Podcast. I'm so happy to be joined today by Todd Roberts and Steve Ray, a wonderful advocate, comedian, and actor. Thanks for being here, Steve.
Thank you for having me.
Of
Yeah, so good to see
course.
you, Steve.
It's it's been a while.
It has. It's been a while since the first time we met in person. You recommended we meet at the Starbucks in Manhattan. I think that's the hardest Starbucks I've ever had to get to.
Yeah, that was a nightmare, and I take full responsibility.
Yeah, so for those who aren't familiar with your work, Steve, would you mind giving a little background on yourself?
I'm an actor, comedian, writer, public speaker, public advocate, activist, and movie producer.
Yeah, you must stay pretty busy with doing all of that.
I'm tired. I'm pretty tired.
I first became familiar with you through your work on Hulu's Ramy, which is just such an awesome example of, I think, representation of disability in the media. I would love to know, a little bit about your career arc. At what point did you become interested in acting, and how did that shape up?
Well, I've I've been public speaking since I was 9, so for 25 years, and I've always used humor and comedy as a coping mechanism, for my disability.
Hmm.
And when I got into high school with Ramy, we took filmmaking and TV production classes. So we've been doing this since we were 14. And the tools that we had brought our talents out of us. Very early on, we realized we're really good at this. We're smart, we're funny, we're good writers, good actors. So when I got out of high school, Ramy got me into stand up. And then that turned into doing sketch comedy for YouTube and Vine. And then Ramy got his show and wrote me a part. And we were naturals. We just got it. So everything blended together. The public speaking turned into stand up, which turned into online videos, which turned into acting. So you can't have one without the other. But they really all started when I was 9 years old.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean that's really fascinating, and it's cool to hear you talk about how it kind of almost came naturally to you.
Yeah, we started 2005. That's when YouTube came out. We got so lucky to not just have access to camera equipment, audio, video equipment, but also just the time. YouTube, MySpace, Instagram, Twitter, Vine. It was
Yeah.
all at our disposal. And we
Right.
just adapted, to those times. But the more we adapt, the better we get. And when you're in the entertainment industry, you have to adapt constantly. But it just allows us to evolve. Because we're so lucky.
Yeah, I've heard people say that entertainment is the perfect storm of technology and business.
Yeah, it's chaos. It's soul crushing. But I wouldn't trade it for anything.
How
Yeah,
much? Does where we are today with the entertainment and social media remind you of the early days on things like Vine, right? And some of the parallels, but also the differences between Vine and now TikTok, right?
Yeah, dude. I'm doing TikToks the way I would do Vine.
Mm-hmm.
Short, self-contained videos that get right to it.
Yep.
Set up punchline.
Yeah.
That's it, super fast.
Yeah.
The model works. Right, that setup works. But the audiences are very different.
Hmm.
So, again, it's all about adapting. But it's fun. It's fun to make stupid, silly videos. We were doing that 20 years ago. Oh, but that hasn't changed. And it never will.
Just
Exactly.
more viewers now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly, yes.
How has the evolution of technology shaped your career journey, both from an assistive technology perspective and also, more broadly, just in terms of what's available?
Well, obviously, with public speaking, we have Zoom. That's made it so much more accessible. I've spoken across the country, around the world. I've given multiple talks in one day that are coast to coast. 10 years ago, that was a dream. And now that's day to day. Video editing, Photoshop is so much more accessible, so much more user friendly.
Right.
With AI, you can just type in what you want instead of having to go through multiple steps to do it yourself. And I know a lot of people don't like that. But for people like us, who have limited strength, limited movement, range of motion, that's a lifesaver. Time saver. When it saves time, saves energy, it saves money. I would never use AI to write a script. But that's because script writing has gotten so much easier compared to 10, 15, 20 years ago. Right?
Yeah.
So,
With the accuracy of some of the
right,
dictation apps. Yeah.
exactly. With the the autofill,
Yeah.
the auto correcting.
Yeah.
I didn't have this AI study my writing and basically predict what I'm going to say next.
Hmm.
So I just hit tab and it'll fill in a sentence that knows what I'm going to say. So
Right.
that's like a minute of typing, right? So I, 2 years ago, I was on strike to fight against AI because AI
Right. I
was
remember that.
going to take our jobs. I never want AI to act for me or to write for me. Right, I can do that myself. But that doesn't mean I can't use AI to write easier.
Hmm.
It doesn't mean I can't use AI to edit faster. I'm still doing the work. Right, it's still my vision. It's still my passion, my work, my output. But I'm just having help.
Yeah.
It's just giving me assistance. The
Yeah.
same
Right.
way, the same way that my wheelchair assists me to get the set. The same way a phone mount on my wheelchair helps me record a video. But it's all the same.
Yeah, I think you draw a really important distinction between AI assisting versus AI leading. And I can definitely relate to what you're saying as a person with a disability, how impactful technology can be to enable people to be more creative and to be more authentic in what they're doing. It's just another tool in our arsenal, but it's not replacing what we do by any
Right.
means.
And also, it helps with the parts of our lives that the people don't understand. So I use AI to generate letters to write to my insurance company. But we all
Right,
know that insurance denials are not coming from people anymore. They're
Yeah,
coming from AI.
right.
So we have to adapt and fight fire with fire,
yeah. You
right?
need to be able
Yep,
to respond with the same velocity
Yes, yes,
that they're.
yes. The same velocity, the same terminology,
Yeah,
the same structure.
yeah,
Like, I don't have the time to physically write an entire letter, justifying what I need. I don't have the energy for that. So
yeah,
of
and
course,
they don't deserve it
no,
either.
no. So of course, I'm gonna game their system and throw it right back to their faces.
Yep, yep. I
Which
love that.
AI tool are you using the most these days?
I use ChatGPT.
Chat.
I have a lot of templates. I've had it analyze my denials before, so it knows what to fight for. It knows what wording to use. It knows New Jersey state law. It knows the healthcare code. It knows, law precedents. So, if anybody listens to this needs help, my DMs are open. I'm always down to fuck these people over. Making that with as many people as possible. So hit me up. I will do that for you.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
incredible.
Yeah, thank you for that.
You should start a service. Start an assistive technology business.
I'm working on it. And
Nice.
I
All
love
right.
you.
All
I love
right.
you to get started. But
Yeah, yeah. If we can do anything to help with that, we would
I have
absolutely love
ideas.
to
Yeah,
assist.
I have ideas. Uh, and we're gonna need that very soon. As I'm sure everyone knows, we have a year and a half before Medicaid cuts go
Yes.
into effect.
yeah,
So we have to prepare for that.
yeah. I couldn't agree more. And yeah, that's another question I had for you is how do you view your role as an entertainer and also an advocate? What overlap is there between the
Oh,
two,
dude,
and how do you use one to build the
there's
other?
it's not a Venn diagram. It's a perfect circle. My work and my message are intertwined. Yeah, dude, I kind of don't have a choice. I have a huge platform. I have a voice. I would be doing our community a disservice if I didn't use it to help people raise awareness, fight for change. I have to. And through my work, I have to change perspectives, make people aware of what's going on and what we go through. So
Right?
it's all connected.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that, and that's similar to, I think, why I wanted to start ATDev is because there are so many problems to be solved in this space. Yeah, I think we're focused more on the technical side of things at the moment, but there's no shortage of problems, unfortunately. And I think that, like you said, if you were in a position to be able to address some of those problems, you're obligated to do.
Yeah, and it's not like, oh my god, it's a chore. No, I'm happy to do it. I want to do it. It's what I signed up for. But, this country doesn't make it easy for us. I
Yeah,
went
that's
from
for sure.
fighting for progress to now fighting for scraps in
Mm,
6 months.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that. I want to fight for change, not for survival. I don't have a choice. Here we are.
right?
Yeah. The baseline needs to be up leveled 10x from where we're
But they
yeah.
don't allow that.
Yeah.
They don't allow to give that to us. You know, people say, well, I say we have to fight because they brought the fight to us. We don't have a choice. We didn't ask for this. So
Yeah,
I'm just doing what they made us do.
yeah, absolutely. So as you look to the future, what what types of projects would you like to see yourself doing in the next 5 years if you had a magic wand? Where would you what would you be doing?
I want my own TV show with a full
Yes.
cast of disabled people. Just to really show what that day to day is like. I want to produce more movies, tell more authentic disabled stories, more marginalized stories. Um, Start more organizations. Just help people. Ultimately, I want to work on healthcare policy.
Hmm.
At the state and federal level. I want to get rid of the SSI penalties, so it's
Yeah,
just like people can get married without losing their benefits. I think that's the dream, but one day at a time.
yeah. I
Yes.
love that. Well, thank you so much for being here today, Steve. Really appreciate it. And for those who want to learn more, what's a good way to find more about what you're working on?
Yeah, check me out on Instagram or TikTok. The Steve Away. You can DM me on Instagram. Yeah, hit me up. Tell me your story. Like I said, if you need help, let's talk. Let's tell you what you need. Because we gotta have solidarity. And we have to fight the system together. Because we have power. We have power in numbers. But we gotta stop the fighting, stop the bickering, and just come together, unite, and have solidarity. Because soon, it's gonna be all about survival. And we won't have a choice. And, yeah, we gotta prep for war. I am. I know you are. So,
Yep.
let's do it together, brother.
Yes. Amen to that. All right, Steve. Thanks again, and thank you all our listeners, and stay tuned.
Steve, good to see you.
Thank you guys. Solidarity.